Wow. Watching all those people so sad and wounded, it gives you an idea of just how enormous the task ahead is for the NBA. Figuring out a way to properly honor Kobe, and then to go on to make basketball feel like it matters again. I don't know how we'll get there, but I know we have to, because Kobe loved basketball, and we're not going to let him down. Matt, I'm standing here looking at all of the people below us, thousands of flowers. What about for the players? Could you have played a basketball game on Sunday like the Denver Nuggets and Houston Rockets did an hour or so after getting this news, or even yesterday?
It would have been tough. I played a day after my mom died, and in the moment, you're good, but as soon as the whistle blows, as soon as you shoot a free throw, as soon as you're subbed out, your mind immediately goes back to what's hurting. And I know, like I said, the basketball world is hurting, the world is hurting, but, what I'm hurting over more is the father, the man, the friend, the brother, and Vanessa, and the Bryant family, what they're trying to separate and sort out right now.
It's so hard because most of us, you can, but the rest of us can't really relate to being a professional basketball player or what it would be like to be Kobe Bryant out on that court. But so many of us can relate to what it feels like to be a parent, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's the idea that maybe he was holding Gianna as, I can't finish the sentence, but
Yeah.
that for any parent to think about that, it's very hard.
Like I said, I think that, we've all been celebrating his greatness on the court. And I think he and I, through our ups and downs, not really downs, but how we became friends and brothers, we connected on a father level. And, I'm a very outspoken father. I've gone through a lot to be able to be with my kids and father my kids. And he was just always so proud when he spoke of his daughters. We always had a back and forth ongoing. He had his two daughters, I had my twins, and then we became teammates. So he always took my boys in as if they were his. But as Bianca was, as Vanessa was pregnant with Bianca, I would shoot him a jab like another girl. And then I got pregnant with my third son, Ashton, or his mom was pregnant. And then Capri, then Vanessa got pregnant with Capri, and I texted him like another girl, and he wrote in bold letters, God has a sixth sense of humor.
Yes.
With a heart next to it. You know what I mean? So he was completely content with having all girls. I think Vanessa might have been the one that wanted that boy.
That's what it always sounded like.
But he was, Gigi was his little road dog, and Gigi was the one that was going to carry that name along. And it's just to know that they're both gone in a snap of fingers is really hard to swallow.
Absolutely. And as I said, some players sitting out, Chris Paul, Kyrie Irving, just not able to get themselves together enough to play. Spencer Dinwiddie of the Nets has announced that he is changing his number, going from number 8, one of Kobe's numbers, to he is going to now use 26. An addition of 2 and 6 is 8, but he feels that he can't wear Kobe's number anymore. Guys, Mark Cuban tweeted out that no Mavericks player will ever wear 8 or 24. He is just unilaterally retiring them in his organization. Dave, what do you think should happen to players around the league who have these numbers?
I don't think the league has to retire it. I am all for the league bending the rules. Usually you have to apply about a year ahead of time. Any player wants to do it within this window, please go for it, and we'll take care of it on the back end. Actually, the Dinwiddie could be interesting. I was thinking about 26. It might be 24 for Kobe plus 2 for Gigi.
Right.
Which, what an honor that would be. But a mandate I don't think is necessary. Miami Heat retired 23 Pat Riley for Michael Jordan. Mark Cuban stepped in with this. Any team that wants to adopt that policy, I think that's great. But I don't think you have to make it a mandate.
Yeah. Well, this has hit the Nets as much as any of the teams. Kevin Durant was talking today. Take a listen to him on Kobe Bryant.
Just having that time and those moments with Kobe, it was always about pressing forward. You know what I mean? And I think at this time it's so hard to do so with just the amount of impact that he had on all of us. It's hard to keep going right now. But as a basketball community, as the world as a whole, I know we're all just mourning and sticking together when it comes to this. But Kobe Bryant was just a joy to be around. It's just you display every emotion that was around him. As a competitor, you hated playing against him. As somebody that admired him, you just loved being in his presence. It was just one of those things. As a young hooper, he meant the world to us.
it's funny to hear him say you saw every emotion. That's something I wanted to ask you about, Dave, and you got both sides of it too. I remember early in Kobe's career, I would tease him because when we would talk off to the side or after a game, he would laugh and smile and be himself. But you didn't see that publicly early on. Publicly, you saw the scowling, angry Kobe Bryant. And I asked him about it once early on, and he said, "Oh, can't ever let him see. It's our secret. Can't ever let him see that I'm like this for real." But later in his career, after you joined the Lakers, and Dave was the day-to-day beat writer on that team, he did change a little bit. It seemed after the Achilles injury, he was more willing to let people see those sides of his emotions, as KD kind of referenced the whole thing.
Yeah, there certainly was a softer side. Also, I think there was a recognition of his place in the game. You know, for instance, when he was still pre-Achilles injury and just thriving and striving and becoming a killer on the court, he was spending time in the summer with Hakeem Olajuwon. And
Right.
Hakeem Olajuwon was giving him his knowledge and saying, here, it did me so much good in the game, now take it to the next level. And I think he learned a lesson from that and did the same thing with guys like Russell Westbrook and James Harden, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Giannis. He kind of chose the guys around the league and wanted to be a part of their journey, because I think that allows him, of course, the tough choice of words, but it allows him to live on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I asked him during the podcast, having his place in history and knowing the former greats, and I've never seen anyone open up their arms like Kobe has. You know what I mean? You mentioned some of the greats, but it wasn't just the greats. It was everybody.
Yeah.
You would see NFL players, Major League Baseball players, and NFL and NBA players at the Mom Academy, way in the hell out in the middle of nowhere.
Yes.
You really got to love Kobe to drive
Yes.
an hour and a half just to get your work in, just to get your treatment in, just to become better. And that was something he took pride in, because I asked him, I'm just like, what drove you to do that? And he just said the greats before me did. He mentioned Jerry West, he mentioned Bill Russell, he mentioned Hakeem Olajuwon, he mentioned a whole list of guys that really opened up their mind and hearts to him, and he felt like he needed to pay it forward by doing it for everyone, not just the stars.
Yeah, I mean, we showed a video yesterday of myself and Tracy McGrady at the Mamba Academy where we sat and told some old stories with Kobe. But what stuck out to me also about that day is they did have NFL draft pick hopefuls there working out in the back. It really seemed like everybody wanted to touch some of that Mamba magic.
They gravitated to it. I mean, if they could take a small piece of Kobe's mind and apply it to their game, they were going to up their game, and they knew that. And all sports gravitated to the Mamba Academy.